Hey guys, Lizardlea here for Christmas Minis, the second Merry Christmas. So that is this one. It's a little Santa hat and some socks. Very cute. It shouldn't take me very long. It's a pretty simple one, so hopefully I can just get like 4 or 5 knocked out today. I doubt it, but here's hoping. Alrighty, so here is another one in real time. This one only took me, I think I said an hour and 9 minutes at the end. So, kind of a long video, but not horrible. It's not the worst. I think I can talk for an hour and 9 minutes. Maybe. It's probably going to be a lot of yawning. I apologize in advance. But, yeah, I figured since some of these were a bit on the shorter side, I might as well show you guys all of the footage in real time so you can get a better idea of how I actually work. Alrighty, what question are we on? Number 59. What do you think about clowns? I don't really care one way or the other. Like, I'm not I'm not in love with them. I'm not excited to know that there's a clown coming, but I'm also not scared of them. Like, it's just a person with makeup and tricks in a bag. Like, eh. I don't know. I've never had strong feelings for clowns one way or the other. I've seen horror movies with clowns, and I'm just like, yeah, the fact that it is a clown is not inherently frightening to me. The fact that it's going around stabbing people is what's frightening. So, yeah. I mean, I will say my grandma worked at Circus in Las Vegas for a very, very long time. And I don't have memories of it because I was so young, but there were birthdays when she would dress up as a clown. And even as a kid, it didn't scare me. Clowns don't frighten me. I mean, I guess part of that could be that my grandma would dress up as one, and like, my grandma is not someone to be frightened of. She is, I don't know, like barely 4 feet tall, and she has been the whole time I've known her. Like, it was pretty early on when I grew taller than her. So, yeah, I don't know. But, like, she's nice. She's friendly. So, I don't know if that plays a part in it or not. 60. If you had all the money in the world, what would be the first thing you'd buy? This has come up so many times. These things always say they have random questions that you'll never have heard before, and this is a very common question. I'm just saying, all right? Um, what is the first? Okay, if I suddenly looked at my bank account and I had $1 billion, what would I buy right now? I would buy David a new laptop and a new phone. Not necessarily because he's like in desperate need of them, but because his phone is really finicky. He has an Android, I believe. It's not an iPhone, which is not a problem for me. I am not offended by this. It's just, so like, he'll be in a group chat, we'll say with myself, our friend Holka, and him, okay? He'll send a message, and Holka and I will receive it just fine. But he'll see that he sent it, but he will also receive it. So it's incredibly confusing. Every once in a while, he'll be like, he has a group chat with all of his guy friends, and I'm friends with them as well, but I'm not a guy, so I'm not in the chat. But every once in a while, they'll have, something funny came up, or, I came up, and oh, hey, look at what we talked about. And it's really confusing to me because it's like, you sent this and then someone else sent it? Oh, no, you sent this and you received it. And it's so crazy. It's ridiculous, and he deserves better. And currently he makes more money than me, so he hates when I buy him things. Like, he wants to pay for everything. And if I had $1 billion, he wouldn't have a choice because, like, I got some money. And then his laptop, a part of the backing or the bottom popped up. It popped open, I guess. And the laptop still works. It's just, why not get him a brand new laptop that doesn't have this issue. um, so yeah, that's what I get first. And then when David got home, I'd be like, okay, honey, let's start looking at houses because I'm going to buy us a house. And I would get him a new car. And I would not need to get a new car because I just got one in 2020 that I've barely driven, okay? I bought it, the end of February 2020, so almost a year ago. And it's still under 2,000 miles. I have barely driven my car, you guys. It's bad. It's nice though. Like I have saved so much money just from not buying gas. It's great. What else would I buy? I'd get us a house. So we would get like all new appliances. We'd get a new fridge, we'd get a new microwave, we'd get a new washer and dryer, a new dishwasher, everything. It would all be new because I'd be able to afford it, and why not? It would have to be a house with at least one extra room or just a significantly large living room, like larger than what we currently have, because I'm totally okay not having my own cross-stitch room. I just want to make sure the living room is big enough for me to cross-stitch in. Like right now, it is big enough. The issue is just that I am cramped in this corner. And I love this entertainment system next to me, but I bump into it a lot. I smack it with my elbow a lot, and it really hurts. So if I literally just had, gosh, honestly, 6 more inches on my right of space, that would go far. And yeah, I don't think I would want a cross-stitch room just for cross-stitching, because every once in a while, like, David will be out here while I'm cross-stitching, and, you know, we'll talk. I'll pause the audiobook I'm on and we'll talk. I'll continue to cross-stitch, because that's what I do. But, there are also times when he'll listen to the audiobook too. And I don't want him to, you know, have to be in a weird cross-stitching room when I do that. I could probably have my own cross-stitch room just for storage, not necessarily for cross-stitching. Because I would totally buy a bunch of cross-stitch stuff as well. I mean, at that point, I could just retire and then just cross-stitch and play video games the rest of my life and die happy. Sorry, that's what would be the first thing you'd buy, and that was very long. My bad. 61. Who gives you the courage to try new things? I mean, I guess David, but like, I like trying new things. So like, I like trying new foods so long as they're not spicy, because I can't handle spicy. David has been saying that he's going to change that for the past 3 years, and it hasn't changed. So I don't see that changing personally. Anyways, yeah, I mean, like, he encourages me to try new foods, and like, when he gets something new, you know, he'll offer it and I'll try it, but it's not because he's encouraging me to try it. It's just because he's offering. And there are times when I'm just like, hey, let me try that, just so I can see if I also like it. So the next time you order it, we can both get lunch, you know? So I don't know if it's me, David, or a combination of the two. 62. Are you willing to give the shirt on your back to someone who needs it the most? Ooh. So, okay, I feel like I'm thinking about this too literally. Like, as a woman, no, I would not take the shirt off of my back to give to someone who needs it the most. And in this situation, I'm assuming that someone is probably homeless, and I'd be out in public. So giving them my shirt would, you know, I'd probably get charged with indecency or something. I don't know, maybe not, because, like, it's basically a bikini, but, you know, I don't want to walk that line. But, like, if I lived in in Wyoming, like, somewhere where it gets really cold, where it snows, and I saw a homeless person, and it was snowing outside, and they didn't have a jacket, and I had one, yeah, I'd be willing to give them my jacket. I can buy a new one. Like, most of the ones that I have are pretty cheap. It's not like they're, you know, I don't know brands. They are not expensive, but they do the job, and that's all that I care about. And I'm okay buying a new hoodie if that means someone gets to survive the night because they don't freeze to death. You know what I mean? Um, I wouldn't give someone my car unless I was like friends with them, just because like, yeah, bro, I don't know if you're a good driver, and if you crash my car, I'm not okay with that. But like material things that are easy to replace, yeah. Food, yeah, of course. Let's see. 63. If you could run one business, which would it be and how would you change it? Oh, so I have to pick one that already exists. Ooh. I mean, Amazon. Let's do this. I will run Amazon. And the only change I'm going to do is I'm going to pay employees what they deserve to make, which is more than what they're making, by the way. I'm sorry. When Bezos gets to walk away with billions of dollars, all right, billions, maybe even trillions, I'm not sure, but I know at least billions, he can afford to pay his employees more. He can afford to do that. And it's ridiculous to me that he thinks he as a single individual needs all of this money that he's not going to do anything with, and he can just treat his employees like crap. You know, it's kind of like Walmart, where it's like, you can afford to do this and you choose not to, and that is just despicable to me, honestly. That I think that's horrible. So yeah, and then I'd still walk away most likely as at least a millionaire. I'm the friggin' owner of Amazon. I'm sure it would be terrifying, and I don't really want to do that, but I'm just saying. 64. What are you most looking forward to in the next 10 years? Well, I'm gonna marry David within the next 10 years. He doesn't get a choice in the matter. So I always told him, like, he was not allowed to propose to me until at minimum 3 years into the relationship and maximum 6 years into the relationship. We just hit the 3 year mark, so it will happen sometime within the next 3 years. Or I'm going to propose, and it's going to be super awkward because he's so tall and I'm really short. It doesn't matter. It'll happen. Or, I'll just buy myself a ring and be like, okay, propose. Okay, we're engaged now. That'd be weird, but it's something I would do. So yeah, marrying him, moving into a house, getting a promotion at work, hopefully. I would very much, I mean, within 10 years, if I don't get a promotion, like that, yeah. I'd better be getting paid so well that I don't need a promotion. Yeah. Maybe starting a family. I don't know. Oh, oh. Okay, 64. So now 65. And the first yawn of the day. Okay. 65. What do you wish you'd accomplished by now in life? I guess being higher up in the accounting field. Because I don't wish I'd already been married, because if I had already been married, it'd be to the wrong guy. And I can't accept that. And I stand by my 3 years with David. I'm okay with this. So I by the way, that was just something that I said. That wasn't something that he said. It wasn't a religious thing. It was just I wanted to wait 3 years. I personally wanted us to make sure we could survive long term, because I've met people who get married, like almost instantaneously, and then they realize I can't stand to be around this person. And I've heard of so many people during COVID driving each other crazy. Like a married couple, now that they're constantly home, they hate each other and they have kids, and it's just like, I don't want that. David and I have been great. Like, we are doing quite well with each other during this pandemic. Like, we're not driving each other crazy. We're very similar. Yes, like we let the trash can get too full, but we don't let it overflow, and we are both willing to realize, I need to take it out. Like, I'll take the trash out once in a while. I took it out yesterday. He took it out the time before. We'll switch off on the dishes. We do our own laundry, which, just because I was blessed by the sock fairy many, 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 many years ago. I've never lost a sock in the laundry. So I'm very much like, I will do my own laundry because if you do it, you're going to lose a sock, and I don't want that bad juju in my life. I know it sounds silly, you guys, but yeah, I've never lost a sock in the laundry. I've met I've met a bunch of people, and they always have luck with one thing in their life. That they'll when they go to the grocery store, they always get the spot that they want, or they always find something they want on sale, something like that. My thing is I've never lost a sock in the laundry. I haven't. Ever since I started doing my own laundry, I have never lost a sock. So, one of my friends, I want to say it was on freaking Gaia Online, was like, you're blessed by the sock fairy, and it has stuck. That was like more than 10 years ago, I think. How did I get on that subject? What do you wish you'd accomplished by now in life? I don't know how I got on that, you guys. I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We do our own laundry. We clean. Like, yeah. We just. When I cross stitch and he wants to play a video game, we do that. I don't get upset with him for playing a video game. He doesn't get upset with me for cross stitching. We don't get upset with each other for the things that we watch on YouTube or movies or Netflix or whatever. So it's just. It's nice. I could not ask for better. I really don't think I could. 66. What's the craziest or most out of character thing you've ever done? Out of character. I mean, most people when they drive with me, and when I'm driving and they're in the car with me for the first time, they are very surprised with how vocal and angry I am. That's the only place I get an attitude like that, is in the car, just because I genuinely freaking hate how reckless other people are when they're driving. Or just how stupid they are. It doesn't even have to be reckless. It just have to be stupid. And I hate it. I hate other people on the road. I am getting worked up just thinking about it. So yeah, I'm not crazy, but out of character compared to anything else, not cool in the car. 67. What are you most likely to stay up all night talking about? A TV show or a movie or something. David and I'll stay up pretty late just discussing, oh, hey, we just watched more episodes of Fairy Tale. And lately, a lot of the things we've been talking about is Fairy Tale is great. But if they had done this or this or this, it would have been so much better. There have been so many plots and storylines where it's like, if you had just tweaked this one little thing, it would have been so good. But no. Like, they Fairy Tale has let us down quite a bit. But still enjoying it overall. So that's that's good. Yeah. 68. What do you get every time you go grocery shopping? Nothing. There is nothing that I always get when I go to the grocery store. I mean, like, frequently I will get super pretzels, the ones from the freezer section, because those are just delicious. And they're only 160 calories for one pretzel, which is, like, amazing. What else? I'll get... I used to get sodas every time I went, or, well, sparkling water, whatever. But lately I've been ordering the soda from Amazon Fresh, so I guess the A&W zero sugar, 0 calories, whatever it is, it's delicious. And I always order that. If it's available. It's not always available. I don't know if that counts. 69. Spontaneity or stability? Personally, I'm more of a stability thing. Like, spontaneity, can be fun. Someone who's spontaneous, it can be fun. But other times it can be annoying. Like, oh, you surprised me with, like, I don't even know. I don't know very many spontaneous people. Most people, like, they plan to some extent at least, which I feel takes away from being spontaneous a little bit. Like, I don't know. The most spontaneous thing David and I have done is he's taken me to the aquarium. He was just like, yeah, we're going on a date. Let's go. And I was like, what? And we just went. And then there was another day. I mean, it was. Yeah, we planned. I knew we were going to Mount Charleston. We went to go see the snow and everything, but it was fairly spontaneous from my perspective. I think he only told me like 2 or 3 days before, but I'm pretty sure he had planned to go, specifically on that day quite a while before. I know he'd been talking about it, so yeah. Okay, what's the thing underneath say? Excitement or steadiness? The age-old relationship question. I don't think spontaneity necessarily equates to excitement. I guess that's just me, but I can't speak for anybody else. I have met people who do not like surprises, and they would not find that to be exciting at all. I don't hate surprises. They're not my favorite thing. I like to be prepared for things. I get really nervous when I don't know what's coming and I don't know what to expect. So, yeah, spontaneity does not always mean excitement for me. 70. What are you most likely to become famous for? Being weird. Or like cross stitch. I mean, like the obvious. I don't know, what else am I really good at? Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to go with that. Being weird and cross stitching. 71. What makes people perfect for each other? Uh, Honestly, I feel like being able to talk to one another on equal ground and caring about each other equally. And note, I did not say anything romantic. I think you can be perfect for someone else and just be friends. You don't have to necessarily be in a relationship with them. Like, you know, I don't see myself getting a better best friend than Holka. So, like, I feel like she's perfect and we mesh really well together. I don't see that changing, and I don't see me meshing this well with anybody else. Like, I feel like that's just very rare. Again, that's just me. I don't know. But yeah, I think just being able to talk to someone, being able to feel like you can be yourself. Like, if I can tell you a secret and I believe that you will keep it and, you'll tell me the truth about things, that goes far for me. Yeah, I don't know. Moving on, 72. Do you ever want to just walk away from technology? I mean, not completely, just because that's kind of what our world is at this point. I'm literally using technology right now. I have my laptop hooked up to a microphone, and I'm scrolling on my iPad to get these questions. I could live without it. Like, I could still cross-stitch without technology, but walking away from it, I think there would just be aspects to walk away from. Like, I think the fact that Facebook is constantly showing ads and stuff, I don't like that. Facebook, for me, when I joined, it was about connecting with my friends, especially the ones that I'd made from around the world. So ones that I went to high school in Japan with, who are going to school in New York. Like, I'm in Vegas. The chances of me seeing them again are slim to none. But I can talk with them on Facebook. And if I walk away from technology, I won't be able to do that, because very few people are willing to write letters in this day and age. I totally am. Writing letters is fun. I always enjoyed that when I had pen pals and whatnot. But, you know, yeah. With this, you'll genuinely find out how technology addicted she is. I feel like there are plenty of people who are like super addicted to technology and like they never leave their phone away from themselves, but they'd complain about wanting to be able to walk away from it. But would they actually go through with it? I doubt it. So, I'm just putting that out there. 73. What's the most interesting thing you've seen online this week? I learned from David that Reddit just, like, not took over the stock market, but was, getting involved with GameStop and stocks for GameStop, because the hedge funds and blah, 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 blah. I don't remember everything, and I'm not even going to try and explain it, because I guarantee you what you search for yourself will make more sense than what I can say. But I thought that was super interesting that there were people on Reddit getting involved with buying stocks for a company that declared bankruptcy. So I guess that's how it started, was GameStop declared bankruptcy. And then hedge funds came in and started buying the stocks. And then Redditors found out, and they started buying stocks. And it became this whole big thing. And Robinhood, I believe, is the company who was selling the stock, or like the middleman for it, something like that, did the Redditors dirty. So it's been a crazy thing. If you guys have found, if you've researched it at all, very interesting. And I wish I had known it was going to happen and I had invested in GameStop stock, because I could potentially have been a millionaire, and that would have been awesome. 74. What makes you smile about us? I'm assuming this is about a relationship, so I'm going to answer it for David. What makes me smile about David and I? I mean, I feel like I've already talked about this. Like, we can talk. We do talk. We don't argue. I feel like after 3 years, we've still never had just like an argument. I've been annoyed with him, and I have given him crap for being mean, and I've been mean back, but like, I don't hold grudges. I don't hold on to that anger, and David definitely doesn't. So it's just not a big deal. I don't know if that makes sense. He's funny, I'm weird, and it works very well together, right? It's great. 75. What's the best way to spend a rainy afternoon? I've totally answered this question. I think it's just staying at home and watching movies and TV and, and cross-stitching and stuff. Although, well, rainy afternoon, probably not cross-stitching, because not going to be a lot of natural sunlight, and that's the best way to cross-stitch for me. 76. What's one big difference between us that you love? Okay, what's a big difference between David and I that I love? Difference. So I am, God, what am I? I think I'm an extroverted introvert, and David is an introverted extrovert. I forgot the word, extrovert. There we go. He's an introverted extrovert. So at my heart, I'm kind of shy and I don't talk a lot. And at David's heart, he's very friendly and he will talk and he's really good with people. But we still have our moments. Like when we go grocery shopping, he hates when it's filled with people. Even before COVID, you guys. Okay, so that hasn't changed. He hates when there's a ton of people there because he doesn't want to deal with that. Versus me, I'm just like, yeah, whatever. Like, there's people here, who cares? But like at a party where we have some friends there, I'm generally more of a wallflower versus he'll be the center of attention and he's hilarious. So it's great. And I like that because, I mean, heck, I took him to the first holiday party that my work had. And, I barely knew anybody. Yeah, like I knew the people in the accounting department, and that was about it. And I was really shy. And he was like, okay, introduce me to people. And he started talking. And so my coworkers would talk with him. And the two of them, or, however, I would get pulled in as well. So I'd start talking. And I really appreciate that. So I really like that. Yeah. I know it benefits me. I don't know if it benefits him. 77. What chore do you absolutely, I said that weird, absolutely. What chore do you absolutely hate doing? I've never really been big on washing the dishes. Okay, no. Washing my own dishes has never been a deal for me. Never bothered me. I hate washing other people's dishes. Like if we have just finished dinner and I take my dishes and yours, that's fine. But if I take my dishes, I rinse them off, I put them in the dishwasher, and you just leave yours in the sink and I have to come back an hour later, I hate that. Because then it's like, this is crusted in food and it's just nasty and it's difficult to get the crap off. Like, just rinse it off immediately and leave it in the sink. That I'm okay with. But when food has been left on there for a long enough time that a quick rinse doesn't take it off, it's disgusting to me and I hate it. I don't like dusting, mainly because, like, I have asthma, so dust is not my friend, and it bothers me. So I probably should dust more often, but, like, I have a lot of dragons, you guys. It's too much dust. Vacuuming has never really bothered me. Sweeping's not my favorite, but, again, never really bothered me. Laundry's fine. Taking out the trash is annoying, but fine. Yeah. 78. What's your least favorite mode of transportation? Oh, I've already answered this. What did I say? Trains? Buses. Buses. I said buses. Okay. 79. What sound do you love? A cat's purr. It's the best. 80. If you could paint a picture of any scenery you've seen before, what would you paint? Is it going to look good? Because if it's going to look good, I'm going to pick Yellowstone. Yellowstone National Park. I have seen so many beautiful things there. It's just ridiculous. Like, ugh. If it's going to be bad, I need to pick something super duper interesting. Oh, you know what? The sakura blossoms in Japan, they only bloomed for like a couple weeks, but they were the most beautiful things. I feel like even if I paint them badly, they're still going to be gorgeous just because that shade of pink is so pretty. Yeah. I'll go with that. 81. What is something you learned in the last week? That I don't know much about stocks. Woohoo! 82. What was the last experience that made you a stronger person? I would say leaving Michael's after working there for 3 years and leaving Ross after only 9 months. Both of those made me a stronger person. Leaving Michael's was difficult because I wanted to stay. Everybody there, like, we were basically family. We were all really close. We got along. It was nice. I was a manager. It was good. I was making money. But I needed to be able to let that go because I was just comfortable. And I was never going to get paid right. So it's a good thing that I left. I needed to. And leaving Ross made me a stronger person just because it made me a happier person. I've been healthier since then, which I would definitely say makes me stronger. And yeah. Like, my current job does not pay me as well as Ross did. I mean, I was an assistant store manager there. But I am infinitely happier there. And I feel like I've been working really hard these last 2 years. So, or this last year. Yeah, last year. My bad. I've only been there for a year now. So I think my next raise will be good. And, you know, it'll just be good. 83. What is your first memory of being really excited? Really excited. I don't think it's my first one, but it's the first one that popped into my head. My mom came home and she said that, one of the new Harry Potter movies was out. She bought it on DVD and we were all going to watch it together. And I was so excited. I picked her up and I spun a little. And she was like, "Oh my God, put me down, put me down." She was worried I was going to like break my back or something. We were the same size and weight. Like, it was fine. I don't recall my back hurting afterwards, so it was good. I was young, so it's not like, I was going to damage my back permanently the way I probably would now. I said probably, not definitely. Probably. Don't hold me to that. But, I mean, that had to have been like middle school, high school, probably high school, which is definitely not the first memory of being really excited. So, and now the next one I'm thinking of, which I'm not sure is older. I want to say it's older. It was when I found out we were moving to Japan. I was in the shower washing my hair. My mom knocked on the door and I was like, "Yeah, what's up?" Like normally, like if you have to use the bathroom when someone's in the shower, you go in, you go to the bathroom, you leave. So I was just assuming somebody wanted to be let in so they could do their business. So I was like, "Yes." And my mom was like, "Your dad's on the phone." And I was like, "Okay." She was like, "You need to talk to him." I was like, "Why?" And she's like, "You need to talk to him." It's like, "Okay." And like, literally, she busted into the bathroom and she pulled the curtain open and she just held the phone out for me. And like, I didn't get to get the shampoo out of my hair. I didn't get to dry off. I think the water was still running at that point. I grabbed the phone and I was like, "Hello?" And Dad was like, "Guess where we're moving?" And I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Guess where we're moving?" I was like, "Japan?" Because my whole family knew at this point. I loved anime and manga, so I'd always wanted to go to Japan. Like, that was the one place that I wanted to go above all else. And he said yes, and I screamed, you guys. I was so excited. I grabbed that towel, I wrapped it around myself, I was jumping around, and my mom was happy, my dad was laughing. Eventually, my mom got the phone back for me, and, she was like, you need to finish your shower and get the shampoo out of your hair. And I was like, what are you talking about? I don't care, we're going to Japan! I was so excited for that. I need something older though. Like that was freaking 8th grade. That was middle school. I don't know. I know I was always excited anytime we were gonna go to like Disneyland or anything like that. But I can't think of like a specific moment for it. Versus those two, those two were really vivid in my mind. So, I have to think really early. Ooh. Oh, I remember a time I was super duper excited and then like really crushed. So, in Germany, and let's see, it was Alicia Fike was my best friend, so that was 2nd grade. I was under the impression Alicia Fike was on the phone for me. So I picked it up, and I am not good with voices, especially on the phone. So I, again, thought it was Alicia, and she was like, "Hey, do you want to have a sleepover?" And we had sleepovers pretty often, all right? So, like, this was not a surprise. It was nothing new. And we didn't have caller ID back then, so we couldn't see if it was the right number or not. And I was like, "Oh, yeah, let me ask my mom." So I asked my mom. I was like, "Hey, can I sleep over at Alicia's?" My mom was like, "Yeah, of course, as long as her mom is okay with it." So I get back on the phone. I was like, yeah, Alicia, my mom said yes, as long as your mom's okay with it. She said, okay. And I was like, okay, like, I'll start getting my stuff ready. It's like a 15-minute drive. I'll be there as soon as my mom can bring me over. And then we talked for a little while. And then she was like, by the way, this isn't Alicia. This is Lindsay. I was like, what? She's like, I'm just pranking you. I was like, but, so I'm not going to sleep over at Alicia's? Like, I was so crushed. And I do remember sleeping over at Lindsay's place at least once. But I don't think it was after that prank. Or at least not, like, it wasn't that day. It wasn't that day. It might have been before that or it might have been after that. I'm honestly not sure. But I was so excited because I loved sleeping over at Alicia's house, and her family was really kind, and we always had fun. We were best friends. It was second grade. And I was so crushed when I found out it wasn't Alicia. Oh, my laptop went to sleep. I was like, oh no, I just lost everything. No. So I'm going to stop this and start the recording again, just in case. Okay, so yes, that second grade, I feel like, you know what, that's okay. I'm going to go with that one. It's sad, but it was exciting at the time. 84. At what age did you become an adult? You know what? I would have to say, let's see. Honestly, if I have to honestly evaluate myself, I would say after college is when I became an adult. So I was 23 or 24. That was when I had to go out and seek a job for myself. I had to do all of the steps on my own with no help from anyone. I had to do the interviews on my own. So yeah, I would say 24-ish, 23, depending. So like I went into college straight out of high school, and I was 18 when I graduated. So 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. I was either 23 or 24-ish when I finished college, because I took 5 years to get my bachelor's. My first year I spent as an accounting major, and then the next 4 I switched and I was an accounting major, and I got an accounting degree. And I don't think I had any extra credits. So yeah, I always had at least 4 classes. But there were several times when I had 5. So, like, I had a full schedule. It was crazy. But at college, I still had, like, an allowance from my dad. He bought my car. He paid for the utilities and everything on the house. And I lived with my sister at the time. But my dad still paid for everything. So it was kind of just like, I was not self-sufficient. I got my own groceries, I did my own laundry, I did my own chores, stuff like that. But I still feel like until I had my own income that I needed to live off of, I was not a full-fledged adult. I know some people say, like, oh, you're a woman when you get your period. That would have been 11 years old, but I think that's bull crap. And I don't think just because you turn 18, you're suddenly an adult. Like, what changed from 17 years old with 364 days to 18 years old? Frickin' nothing other than 1 day. That is not enough to mature you. I think becoming an adult takes more than just time. It takes experiences. That's just me. That's how I view it. 85. The best part of waking up is knowing I'm not dead. Sorry, that's probably like really morbid, but like, I don't know. I wake up and I always have to pee. So it's not exciting and happy when I first wake up, other than like, yes, I'm not dead, woohoo! Now it's time to go to the bathroom. I like mornings, so I kind of just naturally wake up in a good mood. Even if I had nightmares or bad dreams or whatever, it doesn't influence the rest of my day. They were dreams, they weren't real. Hopefully my psyche worked past whatever it needed in order for me to continue on, and I'm good. Oh, the quote underneath it is, "It's probably not Folgers in your cup." And it absolutely is not. I don't drink coffee. Mm-mm. I mean, the best part of waking up is breakfast is my favorite meal. I can't eat right after I wake up, though. Like, it will make me sick. I have to wait a while before I eat. But breakfast foods are my favorite. Like cereal, pancakes, waffles, eggs, bacon, hash browns. So good. Love it. I guess like some people consider like bagels, muffins, things like that. I love breakfast foods. They're so good. I want cereal now, you guys. And I might just have some after this. Because I have cereal and I have milk. I could have some. 86. If you could learn any language fluently, what would it be? Oh, Spanish. Absolutely. Even if I were to move out of the US, I'd still probably pick Spanish. Because that is one of the more wild... is wildly the word I'm looking for? The most... one of the most spoken languages across a wide area. I don't know if that makes sense. Okay, so Chinese is very popular because there are a lot of Chinese people, but it's mostly only spoken in China. Spanish is spoken in South America, so like, almost an entire continent. It's spoken in Spain. Portuguese and Spanish aren't the same, but a lot of times they're still closely enough related that you can get your point across and have a conversation. So Portugal is close. Like, Spanish is very frequently spoken it's spoken in many places. And I love Spanish. I did know it for a while, and I still have a nice accent from what I'm told, but I don't remember any of it. I moved to Japan, I took Japanese 1, and I kind of confuse the two now. And, I mean, learning Japanese would be cool, but it's, like, only spoken in Japan. So, the only use I would get out of that is if I moved to Japan. If I learn Spanish now, I live in Vegas. It's the second most common language here. That would be super helpful for me. Like, yeah, there are different dialects of Spanish, but generally, you can get your point across. Yeah, there are a few words here and there that aren't the same, and Spanish from Spain has more, what's the word I'm looking for? Dang it. So, okay, you have yo, tú, eres, what am I? Oh, I've lost it. Like, okay, so I remember taking Spanish in Vegas after living in Spain, and there was a whole it was dropped. So like in English you have I, you have you have they, you have us, you have, I guess, them. The Spanish we were learning here didn't include them. It only had they, versus the Spanish we learned in Spain had they and them. And it sounds like they're the same thing, but they're not. It's a little bit different. Like, I remember there was one time I spoke that way, and the teacher was like, what? And, like, she had no idea what I was talking about. And I was just like, what? So, like, Mexican Spanish doesn't have as many ways to characterize things as Spain Spanish does. Oh, heck, I don't know what I'm even saying anymore, you guys. But you can still communicate for the most part, and I will take that. Moving along. That was really weird. I got sidetracked. 87. Do you get along with your parents? Yes, I do. I am closer with my mom than I am my dad, but I do get along with them. Like, anytime they invite David and I over, or they just invite me over, they always say that I can bring him along too, of course, because they like him, which is great. Woo! I'm always excited. Whether I can go or not, it's still nice to know that they want me to join. And yeah, on the occasions I'm able to go over there, it's always fun. So, yeah, I get along with them. 88. What is the one food that you would never give up? Ooh. I mean, like, it would take a lot to make me give up pizza, you guys. Like, if I found out that David was allergic to cheese, I'd have a hard time, but I think I could give it up. So yeah, I went from pizza straight to cheese. And I think I specifically do need to focus on cheese, because I love cheese. That would be a hard one to give up. But I think maybe I could. Or I would just be like, okay, honey, I'm having cheese today. We can't make out. All right, bye. That'd be so mean, but you know, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. 89. If you had unlimited resources, how would you live your life? Yeah, I mean, I cross-stitch video games, movies. Honestly, I feel like overall, if I became a bajillionaire, my life would be like super duper boring, but I would be so ultimately happy. It would work out great. 90. When was the last time you took some time to be alone? Now. I'm alone now. Okay, what is this? The thing underneath says, what does it mean to be alone? Oh, okay, so reading that makes me think being single. But I took it to mean just like alone time, just to have some alone time. So you can have a significant other, you can have kids, you just need some alone time. And I still feel like that is right now. David isn't here, so I'm having some alone time. I don't know, I'm okay being on my own, but I'm always happy when David gets home, so it's good either way. 91. What habits are holding you back from success? Habits. I guess, like, I feel like what's holding me back from success is speaking up. Like, I need to just speak up, and say more. I'm a little shy, so I'm just like, oh, okay, that's how you feel, okay. Versus I should be like, yeah, no, that's not how it is. This is how it is, But I don't think that's a habit. That's just part of who I am as a person. Habit. Like, a habit is like, I need to drink a soda every 30 minutes, which I don't, so that's not a problem. A habit that's holding me back? I don't know. I answered to the best of my ability. I'm moving on. 92. What is the source of your procrastination? Games. When I'm really into RimWorld or Tales of Symphonia Dawn of the New World, I totally start procrastinating on other things. It's bad, but like, I deserve to have some fun every once in a while too. So, yeah. 93. Who are you becoming? I think I'm becoming the person I should be. I'm very happy. I try to be kind. I genuinely care about others. I'm empathetic. So I like to think I'm becoming a good person. Not just who you want to become. Or, wait, okay. I'm gonna, again, I've done this before. I'm gonna just read what it says. Not just who you want to become. Where is your life leading? It should be not just who you want to become. But it has become. 2 words. Not just who I want to become. Where's my life leading? In the correct direction, in my opinion. 94. Do you think any kind of afterlife exists? I do. I believe in an afterlife. I've talked about it before. 95. What's your personal image of God? Just an almighty being that can see everything. Not necessarily even a gendered person, just someone who can see everything. And I guess passes judgment with that? I don't know. It's like, that's a tough question, because like I don't know. I don't agree with any one religion. I don't identify with any particular religion. But I do have beliefs, so I don't know. 96. What would be harder for you? To tell someone you love them, or that you do not love them back? Oh, definitely that I don't love them back. Why would it be hard to tell someone you love them? Really? Like, okay, legit, I have had more trouble in the past telling someone that I like them over telling someone that I love them. Because it's just like, once you've both admitted that you like one another, that you have a crush on each other, it's natural that eventually, if you stick it out, you're gonna fall in love with them. So I feel like it's not difficult to tell someone you love them if you've been saying, I like you, for however long. So, sounds stupid, but I think a better question for me personally would be, what would be harder for you, to tell someone you like them, or that you do not love them back? And I still think it would be more difficult to tell someone I don't love them back. Just because, like, that would be so crushing. Thankfully, I've never told someone I love them and then been told they don't love me back. But I don't... God, that would be horrible to do to someone. You know, just saying, like, I don't feel the same way. Oof. Yeah, I don't. Oh. Did it stop loading? What's going on? That was question number 96, right? 90. Oh, no, not. Okay, it loaded. It just took a very long time. It's probably all these stupid ads. Oh, and it unloaded. 97. When you're 90 years old, what will matter most to you? I don't know. You guys, I'm not even 30 yet. You want me to tell you how I am going to feel when I'm 90? I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming like my kids, my grandkids, but what if I don't have kids? Obviously, they won't matter most to me. I guess currently, if my life were to not change from what it is, it would be my nieces and my nephew and potentially their kids. I don't know, my family? I don't know, my loved ones? 98. Do you serve money, or does money serve you? That's a weird question. So, like, I am all about saving money. So, like, I have a good savings account. It is by no means jaw-dropping, all right? But if I were to lose my job, I'd be okay for a little while until I could get another one, you know? Like, it's a cushion, basically. So, currently, having a job where I'm not losing money, ultimately, I would say money serves me. But I am, again, I don't like spending money. I like saving money. So, I am a word I don't want to say because I'll get demonetized when it comes to money. And I totally serve it. Because I want to keep all of it. I want to hoard it. Like a brat. Yes. 99. What do people do too much of today? Complaining on the internet? Or just like hating on the internet? So many people go on and they just they fester their negativity. Like, they'll go to the artist who they don't like. They'll go on their YouTube channel and they'll post nasty comments, and it's just like, why? Why would you focus on the negativity? Okay, you don't like them. That's fine. You don't have to. Focus on something else. Go to a YouTube channel who's, you do like, and post positive things, or just don't post at all. I feel like just the negative stuff is just, there's too much of it. If you disagree with someone, that's fine. Disagree with them. But don't spend, the next 3 hours arguing with them and getting upset. If both parties, like in most of these situations, are very passionate about the way they feel, you guys are just not going to influence the other person to change their mind. It's just not going to happen. It won't. So why waste your time? That's my 2 cents. 100. If you could trade lives with someone, who would it be? Is it permanent? Because then no. I am quite happy with where I am. I don't want to be someone else. If it's just for like a day? Who's like a really famous hot guy? Ryan Gosling. That'd be cool. Because I'd get to be a guy, but I'd also get to be like a really, really hot, famous guy with a lot of money. And I have no intentions of ruining his reputation in any way, but I do think that would be cool. But only for like a day. If it's permanent, then no one. I'm going to stay myself. I'm good. I want to live out the life that I have. 101. Do you believe it's possible to maintain platonic friends? Okay, hold on. Sorry, I read that weird. Do you believe it's possible to maintain platonic friendships with members of the opposite sex? I absolutely do. I have a lot of guy friends, and I've never had crushes on them. As far as I know, they've never had a crush on me. Maybe they have, I don't know. But I'm with my man, and none of them have tried anything. And if they were to, they'd probably just get slapped and we'd move on. But yeah, I don't think every single interaction you have with someone else is going to be sexual. And I don't think it's going to be sexual just because you're opposite genders. I don't think I don't think so. That I have met guys and girls who disagree. And it's like, okay, well, that I am not attracted to someone just because they're a man. I'm straight, but that's not all there is to it for me. So I guess it obviously it's difficult if someone is attracted to you and they do want to have a relationship with you. Yeah, that's going to make it difficult. It's going to be hard to keep a platonic friendship with them if they want more and they try for more. But there are plenty of times I've been friends with people that I was not attracted to. So it was never going to be an issue for me. And that's not to say I didn't think that they were attractive, just that I was not attracted to them. I feel like those are two very different things. Because I've met many women that I think are attractive. I think they're drop dead gorgeous. But I've never been attracted to another woman. I haven't. 102. What's one thing no one knows about you? I feel like I've talked about so many things. Everybody knows something about me. There is someone somewhere who knows my deep, dirty secrets, and I don't know. Did I try and answer that the last time it came up? Because I know it came up. It's already come up before. Oh. The webpage had to reload. I was on question 103. I want to say it said hero or villain for a day, but I could have read that wrong. Ooh, where did it go? Okay, yeah. Hero or villain for a day. I want to read the stuff underneath it because I want to see what it means. Depending on the repercussions, you will be surprised by how many people want to be a villain. Oh. Nah. I think I'd enjoy being a hero more. I I don't bottle up my anger, but I also don't like scream and shout at people. So I don't have like anger inherently in me ready to be unleashed, which I feel is like something you kind of need to be a good villain at least. I guess I could be a crappy villain, but then what's the point? If I'm gonna be a villain, I want to be a good villain. I'd rather just be a hero. And not necessarily just because I want praise, just because, like, helping other people is not something to be, ashamed of or embarrassed about. Like, that's something to be excited for. So, yeah. 104. Is never returning something you borrowed considered stealing? Ooh. If you kept it intentionally, even after knowing the person like expected it back, I would say it's stealing. If you kept it on accident, if you forgot that you borrowed it from someone, I don't think that's stealing. If both of the parties don't care, I don't think it's stealing. I don't know. I feel like that's weird. I I can't think of any time someone borrowed something from me and didn't give it back. So I'm sure it's probably happened, but it was over something I didn't care enough about, so it wasn't an issue. So for me, it just became a, yep, it's yours now, whatever, I'm moving on. 105. Have you ever dropped food on the floor and then picked it up and eat it? Should say, and ate it. Yes, I have. I don't do like, what's the word? Soft things? Or no, that's not the, saucy things. Like if I dropped macaroni and cheese on the floor, I would not pick that up. If I dropped a spaghetti-o on the floor, I would not pick that up. But like well, honestly, one of my super pretzels, I've dropped pieces before. I pick that up, dust it off, eat it. Gummies, same thing. Pick it up, dust it off, eat it. Yeah, I just like anything that is not easy to wipe off. I will not eat it off of the floor. Eat it once it's been on the floor, just because it's like I can't. Like there will be things in there that I just picked up from the floor that I won't be able to get rid of, and I just nope. I will say I did drop a gigantic scoop of ice cream on the floor once, and I want to say it was fairly recently, like within 2020. And I picked the whole thing up. I put it on the counter, on a paper towel on the counter maybe, and I just used my spoon to scoop up the parts that had not touched the floor. Because it's like, I'm not going to let that whole thing go to waste. I'm only going to let the bottom part go to waste because it touched the floor and I just, yuck. So, yeah. 106. Never have I ever hidden cigarettes so my parents wouldn't know I was smoking. No, I have not. I have had asthma my entire life. I hate smoking. I hate the smell of it. I hate the way it looks. It's disgusting to me. I have never thought it was attractive, and I straight up told David, I was like, if you ever pick up smoking, I will literally dump you the day it happens. Like, I don't care how stressed out you are, I will not put my health on the line. And he yeah. Cigarettes are so disgusting. Ugh. If that's the only thing you can do to calm down, like, bro, you gotta get a hobby, yoga or something. Like, there are things out there. Let's see. Everyone was a teenager at some stage in their lives, so it stands to reason that a lot of people have done this. True, but a lot of the people that I've always been friends with, this was not an issue they had. Like, I guess everybody has at least somewhat of a rebellious phase, but I have asthma, so I'm not friends with people that smoke because I can't breathe around them, and that's not how I like to be friends with people. I don't like to die around them. All right, hope you enjoyed this. And that is the end of Christmas Minis. Merry Christmas pattern number 2. I got 1 hour and 9 minutes of footage. Get this guy over here. I'm hurting myself. So, I think it's so cute. I love the mismatched socks. There we go. No, it just doesn't want to focus up close. Whatever. You get the idea. Okay, it is only 11:30, so I am just gonna continue cross-stitching. So, like, subscribe, share, comment, all that jazz, and I'll see you guys in the next video.